Welcome back to the vlog. My name is Carl.
And I'm Susie.
We are parents of 6 children, and we call our vlog the Carl Gessler Band Vlog because that's what we are. We are a family band on mission with Jesus.
Carl, it's a band.
Yes. And actually, my name, Carl, is spelled with a K, if you haven't noticed, and that's so we can say we are the KGB. We're the good KGB, the only good KGB, as a matter of fact. I've tried to say this in a number of different ways, but the main goal of our vlog is to inspire and help families be on mission with Jesus, as well as individuals. We believe that the church, in America particularly, needs to go on the offensive. We need to be soul winners, but we also know that there are many obstacles in the way to doing that, especially when you are a family of 6 or 7 or 2 even. There are lots of things just working through a marriage that we need to do before we can really get moving in a kind of mission that God has for us. But our marriage is our mission.
Okay.
We're going to be answering the question, 13 years of marriage, what have we learned about each other in the process?
And we're going to answer some of your questions, but first Carl has a quick update for us.
So first I have to address the small fuzzy elephant that is not in the room, which is my mustache. For those of you who don't like mustaches, you can be glad an accident happened and it's gone. We'll just say the mustache is resting in pieces.
You called it a small fuzzy elephant, and I'm just kind of grossed out now.
As some of you know, we are about to hit the road. We haven't done a tour in about half a year, a little more than half a year. That's the longest we've been home in a long time. So we're excited. We are excited, right? Good. We're excited to get back on the road. We're grateful that the Lord allowed us to buy a cargo trailer to make our traveling easier, but it doesn't make parking easier.
Oh, I can't look. Cut the wheel. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Yep. Stop. Stop. Don't pick that up yourself. You just threw your back out a few months ago. Oh, he's doing it. There he goes. Well, that works. Carl better practice driving that thing.
It's what I've always wanted. I've always wanted my own pet trailer. I'm gonna feed it and water it every day. It's better than an addition.
Really?
No.
Just so you guys know, this is our friend's trailer, and some of you may be wondering, why don't you guys just use the RV? This is new to us. This isn't ours.
This is new. This is not ours. Yes.
That's
new,
right.
Not ours.
We're excited to try out our new trailer, and I think it's going to make our traveling more enjoyable, more efficient. And we are excited about meeting a number of you on the way. We are going to be doing that.
We're also gonna change the format of the vlog a little bit, so hopefully that will make it more engaging for you.
And we think that it's going to make you feel like you're more with us on our journey. You'll get to see more of the details of our everyday life on the road, and I think it'll be fun.
We're going to do this by Carl rapping every single song. I mean, every single vlog.
I didn't know that.
So, Carl, we've been married for 13 years. What have you learned about me?
I think the first thing that comes to my mind is that you do not like pressure.
True.
Susie is better at recognizing people's needs than I am. I'm learning from Susie that how to identify like the needs of my children, how to read signals. She's just more in tune to the needs of the people around her, which has been a great benefit to me. Susie values people and she values time. And Susie is not a morning person. All right, Susie, 13 years of marriage. What have you learned about me?
Okay. Carl is an action guy. He's a doer. He's a leader. He's a let's plow through and do something new. I've got this idea. And he's like this very disciplined person who, as soon as he gets an idea, it's like almost halfway done. And so he'll tell me an idea. It might be a big idea, like, honey, let's pack everything up and travel the country. And by the time he's like got the words out of his mouth, I'm like, no, slow down. I need process time. But he's just like very on it, and he is disciplined, and he helps me be more disciplined. He's a good example to me of being disciplined, and he encourages me to take time to read my Bible and pray, get out and exercise, or go out with my friends if I need to. Just a big support. He's a really good dad. He's a really good dad too. Like he helps me. He's a really good thinker, like logically, like seeing things through. Like I might have like a gut feeling of what I know is right or wrong, but it takes me like days to process it. But Carl just knows like right offhand. He knows the thing to say. He knows, I don't know, he's just very logical, and I really appreciate that about him. What was the last thing you said about me?
Let's get married.
Oh, and Carl is not a nighttime person.
This is true.
He's a morning person.
This is very
But
true.
he knows how to deal with morning people, and he doesn't talk to me in the morning unless he has to.
And that's one of the things I've learned about Susie. Actually learning that she does need to process things, and also learning when not to tell her things until she needs to know, which is helps bring peace in the marriage. On to some of your questions. Okay, so what is the greatest difference between us?
Okay, I like to sit on the couch throughout the day and go, what do I have to do next? Just take a few moments to rest, enjoy the kids, read a book. And Carl cannot do that.
I
You
think
practically have to duct tape him to a seat. Like he's
Are we done
always
sitting on the
doing
couch?
something.
I do sit on the couch though to get that job done.
Yes, he does.
All right, so we have a question from Anastasia, which is a great name, which means resurrection. I'm sure she knows that, but that is a really cool name.
cool.
And I think it actually relates to one of her questions, which is, what struggles did you go through together? I'll let Susie answer this first, because I think my answer may even surprise Susie.
Okay, 6 pregnancies, 6 natural childbirths with him next to me, and then the months following of, walking babies at night who are crying and not getting sleep and trying to be a good parent to everybody else. So we've been through that together. We've been through financial struggles together.
And traveling, I think at times
Yeah,
traveling.
so that was the other thing that popped into my mind was like, okay, babies, financial struggles, and then traveling, because he was for many, many years painting houses as a living and just wrestling with this really strong desire to travel and lead worship and preach the gospel. And so we struggled with that together, not in animosity over it, but just in what should we do, when should we do it, how should we do it, is it even possible, how do we trust God?
We also struggled with knowing how to recognize and meet our different needs when we travel, which is still a work in progress, but we've definitely had breakthrough moments, which I remember particularly getting ready for one of our trips. It was maybe a day or two, maybe even it was the day before we hit the road. We had a bunch to do, but the stress level was really high, and I think this was one of the best things that we ever did, was we stopped and sat down on the couch, even though we had a whole bunch of things to do, and we said, what are you feeling? What am I feeling? Why are we feeling this way? What do we need? And that was the best investment of our time. I
I
think,
can't believe we sat down on the couch.
yeah, well, you probably did have duct tape. So when I think of a struggle that we went through, though, it's actually, I think, what brought us together in the first place, which was my dad passed away at only 49 from a sudden heart attack. And actually, we did a vlog about this, including how I learned about the importance of resurrection through that experience. And so there's a link to that right above here. But Susie and her family were very close with my family. I've known Susie since she was in middle school. And when my dad suddenly passed away, she and her family were the first ones at my house, or my family's house. And I think that was that experience of loss and realizing what's important, the people that are important in your lives, the people that you feel most connected with and trust the most. A whole bunch of things tied in with that, but I think it was that experience that made me realize that I didn't want Susie to leave my life. That's part of what brought us together in the first place.
So he asked me out to a baseball game.
That we never went to.
No, we didn't.
We still, and we might not get to go to a baseball game this year, but that's another story. Okay, so I think we have one more question. I really like this next question, which is, what do you find necessary for a happy family life? I think that's actually a big part of our vlog, is walking together with you through our journey of trying to maintain and protect a happy family life.
The very first thing that comes to my mind is just making sure that you spend time together. Once again, it comes down to sitting on the couch or the floor or a chair with your kids. And because sometimes on the trips when it's just like hustle and bustle and like herd everybody over here, now herd everybody over here. And you feel like the day's gone by, or maybe 2 or 3 days have gone by, and you haven't really talked to your kids or hung out with them or like held them or
just had fun with them.
Yeah. And that's, I think, just a huge thing, is just spending time.
Which is also true of each other. Like, we need time to just talk, just laugh. And that is hard actually to find that time. For us, it usually ends up being right before bed. We stay up too late because we enjoy talking and processing life together.
Yeah, we kind of call it like kind of decompressing and like just rehashing.
Unpacking.
That's what we call it, and like rehashing the day,
I think that's also how we enjoy our children, by reflecting on different things that happen through the day that just make us laugh, and sometimes things that we are concerned about and maybe need to address. That's when we talk about it, and that helps maintain a happy family life. The first thing that I thought of with this question was peace. That you need to have peace in order to have a happy family life, and you maintain peace by taking time to listen, and never listening to that voice that says, I don't have time to hear your complaint right now. I don't have time to find out what's bothering you. We can't afford to miss those moments. And I do think I value peace maybe most of all, but not peace through passivity, but peace through dealing with issues rather than ignoring them or trying to push them away.
And taking time to find out what your kid is emotionally going through, or what your spouse is emotionally going through, instead of just saying, I need your help now. I need you to go do this now. Go do it. Like, that does happen, but sometimes there's a deeper issue there, and you just got to practice like awareness of that, I guess.
Yeah.
In your relationships.
Remembering that we are family and we need to love each other, more importantly than being utilitarian, which is my weakness, is let's get the job done, and I forget sometimes about people and their feelings and what motivates them.
And remembering what it's like to be a kid, and then also just remembering, so for your marriage, like remembering kind of the basic things that your spouse needs, and then basic needs of your children. But for your children also kind of like trying to see what mom and dad and the rest of the family look like through their eyes.
Yeah.
What do their chores look like through their eyes? If you were in their shoes as a kid, like, what are your memories,
One of the things our children need right now is lunch, so we're going to have to wrap this up right now, but we will probably do another one of these in the future. So if you have questions that you'd like us to talk about, then leave us a comment below. We'd also like to invite you to check out the links below every vlog, because we do a podcast together, and I think you can see through today's episode that we balance each other out fairly well. We're very blessed that way. I think we didn't plan it that way, but we just married each other, and turns out we balance each other out pretty well naturally. In our podcast, there's a lot of ping-ponging between our different perspectives on life, which I'm sure you will enjoy. But also, we'd like you to sign up for our email so that with each song we record and every podcast and staying up with where we're going, maybe you'd like to meet us in person, we'd like to meet you, you can stay connected with us through our email. So all the links for that are below every vlog. And if you want to support us, we have a Patreon account as well. And we thank those of you who are already supporters in that way very much. So we got to go, but in the meantime, check out our vlog right here about my dad passing away and the importance of resurrection and the hope that that gives. Also, our newest music video, which is a song my dad wrote, Psalm 1, and I do a special little guitar loop that I think you will enjoy. We'll see you next week on the road.